Hi everyone, my name is Lajana. I'm a dietitian with Diabetes Canada. My colleague Zita and I are going to talk to you today about glycemic index. It is a very important term to know for everyone who is advised to have a lower or controlled blood sugar. I will start with explaining a little bit more about its meaning and its categories, and my colleague Irene will show you some great affordable meals to do with a very low glycemic index. All right, so yeah, today we're going to explore some different recipes that you can do, with just simple ingredients and maybe like just one ingredient and have it for more than one recipe. So I'll start with doing a very easy, fast, and affordable spinach chickpea salad, and my colleague Eden is going to show you how to do a delicious curry chickpeas. Alright, so let's get started with the most important step, washing our hands.
So all we need for this recipe is half a can of thoroughly rinsed chickpeas, and my colleague Eden will show you how to do so, and she will also explain to you why is it a very important step to do. We'll also need a handful of spinach. I used around 100 grams, and it's thoroughly washed, cleaned, and drained. We'll also, since we're doing our own salad dressing, we are going to use for it half a lemon, squeezed lemon. I have it here squeezed and ready. We're gonna use these spices: cumin, half a teaspoon of cumin, quarter teaspoon of chili flakes. You can reduce the amount, it's up to you how much you like it spicy or not, and less than a quarter salt, because we're going to be using feta cheese, and as we all know, feta cheese is very high in sodium and salt. I like to add garlic to this recipe, but it's also an optional step. And we're also gonna need for our dressing 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay guys, so now that I have my cheese cutting into small cubes, before we go ahead and start with the last step, which is mixing all the ingredients, I would like to explain to you a little bit more about the meaning of glycemic index. So glycemic index is a ranking for food containing carbohydrates, and it ranks how high or low it raises your blood sugar after you consume a meal. So all our ingredients are low glycemic index. There is a scale from 0 to 100, how high it can go. So the lower glycemic index is 55 or less. Medium is 56 to 69, and 70 to 100 is the high glycemic index. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but there are a lot of helpful tools that you can use to see your recipes and see how high is it in glycemic index. Okay, great. So now let's get started with mixing our recipe. It's just a very easy recipe, so I didn't do much, just like all the ingredients fresh and ready. Now I have my spinach here. I'll add all the chickpeas that I have, and I have my homemade dressing salad. I love to do my homemade dressing salad so we know how much it contains sugar or added salt. We just want to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of ingredients that we don't want it in our salad. And it's also like you can use it for more than one recipe, so you can either like add another spices or like the same spices that we have here and add it to more than one salad, different kind of salad. All right, mixing it all together, and now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 2 teaspoons. Great. So now I'm gonna mix it very well. Add the cheese. noticed that I had a little bit more than I wanted from cheese, so I'm not gonna put all of it. I don't want it to be very high in sodium. All right, and now the last step, my favorite, just adding all this good dressing. We'll mix it. And now it's ready to serve. This is 2 servings. Okay guys, so before we dig into this amazing recipe, let me explain to you why I had a traffic light beside me the whole time. So when it comes to a glycemic index, it's a good idea to relate your food into the traffic light. So Diabetes Canada had this great idea of glycemic index traffic lights. So as I explained before, glycemic index is categorized into low, medium, and high. And for the low glycemic index, you have the green light to eat as much as you want. With the medium GI, you might want to slow down a little bit and be more cautious. And please don't break the rule and try to avoid as much as you can of the high glycemic index. We will provide you with some tools to know what is your low, high, and medium GI. Alright, so to make it easier for you, we suggest that you have your grocery items marked with like these stickers to remind you of the traffic lights. So what we do here at my house, before we put the grocery into our fridge, we put dots on, like green dots on the low glycemic index, medium, we put yellow, and we put red dots on the high glycemic index item, just to be to remind yourself and to be mindful of what you are consuming and what is how much is gonna raise your blood sugar.
Thank you all for listening. I'm gonna head out and start eating my delicious meal. But stay tuned because my colleague Eden is going to tell you about how to make a great meal on a low budget.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope that you guys had fun with Lujane. As she mentioned, my name is Eden and I'm actually a community nutritionist who works with Diabetes Canada. And today I'm going to show you a fast, inexpensive, low GI, and delicious vegan chickpea curry. And we are going to put it over a brown long grain rice. So I'm gonna wash my hands now that you guys know what GI is all about, and then we're gonna get started. I wanted to show you guys all the ingredients I'm gonna be using. So I've got a lot of really great spices going on here. Garam masala, I've got garlic powder, ginger powder, I've got some turmeric, I've got red pepper flakes, we've got the chickpeas, and some coconut milk, salt, spinach, olive oil, and our favorite brown rice, and we've got an onion here as well. All right guys, so I'm all washed. I've got my strainer. I am just going to be holding it in the sink, and I'm going to go ahead and dump my chickpeas into the strainer. I'll hold it up so that you guys can see. And I am going to be giving them a nice thorough rinse. This typically helps to reduce the sodium content of your canned veggies. I don't have low sodium vegetables here, so I really want to be able to modify the dish, make it my own, add my own salt, and not be stuck with the salt coming from these vegetables. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse these until there are no more bubbles, and that's just gonna be sure that all of that fluid is off of it, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these. I'm just gonna show you guys a view here just of what we're looking for. So we're gonna be running the water and just looking for all of those bubbles that we're seeing to disappear. If you need, you can use your hand to kind of toss it around a bit just to see, make sure that no more bubbles are forming in there. So what we're looking for is something like this. That's all right, guys. So we're gonna set those chickpeas aside. I've got my long grain brown rice. As you can see, I've got the green dot on it, and this is just another way to easily incorporate the traffic lights into your home life. I've also got some other examples. So we've got basmati rice, which has the yellow dot, just to show that we shouldn't be restricting it, but we shouldn't be eating a ton of it. And then I've also got jasmine rice, just to show the red dot, which means we shouldn't be eating sticky rices, white rices, like jasmine, as frequently. Some other options instead of the brown rice for low GI are bulgur, we've got barley, we've got quinoa, so you can use any of those instead if you want to. I'm just gonna go ahead and cook this rice at the package directions. All right guys, so I've got my water and rice boiling and coming to a simmer now for about 30 to 35 minutes. I've got it on low heat until it cooks. That was the package directions. And I've got a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan. It's gonna be heating up until it starts to smoke. And then we're gonna be throwing in all of our awesome spices. I've got them all mixed in together. I just wanted to go over a few ways to cut the cost of this recipe a little bit. So the first way was obviously using canned vegetables. That's way cheaper than fresh typically. You can also use frozen veggies if you wanted to. And this is not just for this recipe, this is for most stuff. As long as you're rinsing your canned vegetables, you should be totally fine. That cuts the sodium. What we're gonna do now is just throw in our spice mix and our onion. I've got my onion already chopped because I didn't feel like crying on camera. And we're gonna go ahead and cook these together. Make sure that all that comes out of the bowl. We're gonna go ahead and cook this together for approximately 2 to 3 minutes, just until stuff really starts to soften and cook up. Got our onions getting a little bit soft here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this coconut milk. We are just gonna scoop that out because it gets pretty solid. Ooh, listen to that. This recipe is so great. We're gonna throw in our chickpeas now as well. This recipe is really, really great for protein. It's great non-animal sources of protein, which is amazing. That's exactly what Canada's Food Guide is recommending right now. And we also don't have any animal products in this, so this makes this dish totally vegan. The coconut milk is a great substitute for this recipe for like a cream or anything like this. It's been cooking for about 5 minutes. It's coming to a pretty rapid boil, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. And this recipe calls for 10 cups of loosely packed spinach. That is a lot, but it is really great because our spinach is a GI of 15. So as Lujane was telling you guys, 55 is the cutoff for low GI. So this is a very, very good option for you guys for sure. And 10 cups cooks down into a decent amount, but it's not over the top. We're going ahead and adding that in. I've already added salt and pepper. That's just a taste preference, so whatever you guys prefer. I'm just gonna add 1 package of my spinach for now and then cook it down a little bit, and then I'll finish it off with the rest just because I don't want to overflow my pan. All right guys, so that is all 10 cups of spinach added. I'm just gonna let it boil off for a few minutes just until the sauce kind of thickens up a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and plate it. This is our final product, guys. It looks amazing and it smells like unbelievable. You would not imagine the smells going on in my house right now. We'll be right back to plate it. All right, guys, I am all plated up. It looks delicious. It smells amazing, and I am going to dig in a few minutes. All right, guys, I just wanted to do a quick wrap up. So with the dots that I made, I just cut out some circles, colored them in, and taped them on. I didn't want to go out to the dollar store to buy the stickers right now if I didn't have to. I hope that you guys incorporate this into your life, and I hope that you guys are able to use, we're going to give you a resource of the different categories for GI foods. So I hope that you guys can use this to incorporate it into your life. I hope that we were able to really just teach you about glycemic index in general and give you some good recipes. This recipe made enough for my family of 4 for dinner and a lunch. And it was under $30 and all cooked to less than 30 minutes. So this is a great, fast, easy, affordable meal for your family to enjoy, and it's low GI, and it's in line with the Canada's Food Guide and the vegan aspect of it. In all, I really just hope that you guys are staying safe and keeping your heads up. This is gonna pass. I really miss you guys all, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye.